Hey, good morning, sports fans. Louis Diamond back at you live from our Las Vegas handicapping studio. And you are watching Better Center Live, and it's Sunday Fun Day. And you know what that means. Lots of teasers and pleasers for all you sports betting junkies out there. And we had a great day yesterday filled with winners. Hopefully, you joined us. If you didn't and you're just joining us for the first time, please subscribe below either in the Facebook site at bettercenter.com on Facebook or Louis Diamond on YouTube. You'll get some solid winners as soon as we can get them to you. This morning, I am joined again by our trusted resident handicapper who crushed it yesterday with another bookie beater. And Mr. Tony Gullich had a good day yesterday. Congratulations. How are you?
Yeah, thanks, Lou. Yeah, it's been rolling pretty smooth the past couple weeks, Lou. Crushed it with Alabama yesterday, Belmont and college basketball. College basketball best bets now a perfect 4-0. And in the last 17 days, Lou, my inner circle, all best bet plays are 15, 4, and 1, 79% the last 17 days. And the bookie buster plays on the Better Center side are now 8 and 3. So yeah, we got it going pretty good. Hope to continue today.
And you do have a bookie buster out there for today in the NFL, do you not, Mr.
That is
Gullich?
correct, Lou. There is a bookie buster currently on the site. My highest rated NFL play for today is up for sale now. Go get it. Feel good about it. Think it's going to be another winner for everybody.
All right, Tony has been on fire, and actually so has Chip and Ross. So all the handicappers are really doing a sensational job. They also have some selections out there for you today. So hopefully you'll get a minute. Get out to bettercenter.com. We got some good, solid winners for you there, the premium winners. But over the next half hour or so, we're going to talk about every game, but we're just going to hold our plays a little tight to the vest. And but we'll certainly give you plenty of free plays over the next half hour. And speaking of free plays, my college basketball system is free to everybody right now. And last night, 5-3-1 in college basketball, and that moves my record to 41 wins, 27 losses, and 5 pushes. So take advantage of it. Today I have 15 plays, I believe, out there. Now, what do I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Looks like 9 plays today in college basketball. They are yours for free. I'm not actually going to post them here. I'll just show you real quick where you can get them. Go to bettercenter.com. Let's see if I can get that focused in. Bettercenter.com on the Facebook. Look for my name, and there's a bunch of plays right there for you. I know you didn't get them real quick, so get on out there. Get yourself some solid winners. Basketball system is doing well. And you actually hit a nice basketball. You hit Belmont 2 days ago. Did you have college basketball yesterday there, Tony?
Lou was Belmont. That was the one I was literally making sure everybody I knew or cared anything about that gambled, trying to get them to get on Belmont Thanksgiving Day. I really liked that one. So that was a really big play. And then yesterday, it was Rhode Island as a 1
That's
point
right.
underdog.
You crushed it.
South Florida
Yep.
literally led from wire to wire, never trailed in the game, led by 16 at halftime, and basically won by about the same margin, 15-20. About as easy a winner as you could find, and I picked it off the yesterday's card. So, yeah, that one worked too, Luke.
All right, Tony, appreciate you being here. You're really giving us a lot of winners. So has Ross and Chip. They've been really delivering the goods lately. Hopefully you'll get out there to bettercenter.com, take advantage of them. Meanwhile, let's get into the gridiron for this Sunday. And we'll start with a COVID-plagued game when the Raiders face the Falcons today. Falcons, no Julio Jones, and a lot of COVID issues on that Falcon sideline. The game went from a pick-em to -3, so the Raiders are getting all the love. The total went from 56 down to 53.5, and I feel that there could be a little COVID advantage here. I know a lot of people are thinking Raiders should be flat after the big game, and it was a big game on Sunday night for them, and they did lose. So, but the fact that they lost isn't going to keep them too flat. What are you thinking here, Tony?
I'm thinking this all smells really bad, right? I'm getting a reeking smell from this game. I think the bookmakers this again is going to be one where I think the guys that set that initial line had more of an idea of what's happening than the public themselves. I think this should have been more toward a pick 'em by how I kind of make my own lines. I think the bookmakers were right. I think this is just too much push to the Raiders. I don't buy into knee jerk reactions or any of that stuff. I'm pretty steady as we go, and I think this has the smell of a trap. Atlanta, Matt Ryan. I was even discussing this with a friend last night. How if you tried to pick your spots betting against Matt Ryan at home over his career, you would probably be broke by now because he was one of the quarterbacks you could always bet on him at home, bet against him on the road, and you would make a ton of money. It's not as quite as efficient here in the past, later years of his career, but it's still you're taking your chances when you bet against Atlanta in Atlanta, and I think this just smells bad, Lou. I'm taking Atlanta in this game.
Okay, you're making a play on Atlanta, are you? Huh?
Yeah, it's that mid tier.
Yeah,
It's a play.
okay. Yeah, I can't pull the trigger on Atlanta here right now. Raiders are actually playing well. Unfortunately,
Very
Brad
well. They're
Stein
playing
isn't.
very well, Lou. The Raiders really look good. I mean, that's what I'm getting at. If you just go by what you see in perception, yes, you're geared toward the Raiders, and that's where the money is going. I get it, but that's
Yeah,
the
no
time when
doubt.
I see this. We gamble. We've seen this. Where they
We
open it
have.
and it pushes and they fall flat. And I'm kind of leaning toward the falling flat this time. Nothing against the Raiders. Good team,
Right.
solid coach. I love the coach. I just don't think today is their day.
Matty Ice at home is something that you always want to back, don't want to go against. You don't really want to fade that, but um, I don't know. I just got to believe this is an opportunity for the Raiders. They are still very much in the thick of it, and I think they're going to come prepared for this game. And with COVID really hitting Atlanta hard, I think it's going to show on the field today. So I guess we'll have to agree to disagree with this one. So let's get
That's
into
right.
one that we might be. Let's see if we can agree with one here. So we'll go with. Let's go with our next game on the schedule. We'll talk about them Cardinals and my man Kyler Murray. So I'm going to be in love with him. But I'm always a big Belichick fan. Where I did, I wanted to ride his train into the sunset. Having a tough time wanting to do that this season. I really thought that they were going to be okay. And I really thought last week was the spot for them to show that they were going to be okay. So I don't know. Am I fooled here thinking that the Patriots might be done?
Yeah, you never want to count out Belichick, Lou. Last week I was on him as well, so obviously I got a little kick in the teeth on that game. So it didn't go as uh, doesn't always go to script, Lou. We analyze it, we give it a lot of thought, we strategize how to play these games, and sometimes it just doesn't go to the script. That's what
Right.
keeps it interesting and what keeps us coming back. I guess you definitely want to win, but losing is part of what we do. And I wouldn't count them out. And coming back home here, this has a spot. Again, this is on the mention we just did the Atlanta. This is literally on the same tier of my picks as Atlanta. I'm going to play New England here, coming off the disappointing loss to Houston. I did note that it was kind of weird. The Patriots were favored on the road, and that's kind of a tough thing in NFL, being favored on the road. That really means you're pretty good, or the team you're playing is really, really bad. I thought that might have been, retrospectively looking back at New England, perhaps it was a bit ambitious to think they were going to put it together. So right when you get that feeling, that's when I kind of like to peel back and examine it. So I'm going to take New England here against Kyler Murray, and I'll note that Arizona's kind of barely holding on, Lou. Defense plays okay, but I don't think they play good enough to really get this team very far. And if you keep asking Murray to do everything every week, you're probably going to get disappointed, in my opinion. And I think this is one of those weeks where Belichick will have the game plan tailored to slow Murray down, knowing that's their best option. This is what Belichick does, and then it'll be up to everybody else. And I think everybody else will play about an even game, and I think the Patriots will sneak a win in.
Gonna have to disagree with you again. Just it's tough to disagree big against you because Belichick's technically a home dog. Now it was two back down to a pick 'em in most spots, but there is some one out there for the Cardinals laying the one. But Patriots really have no pass defense, and I think it shines here today. That I think Kyler Murray gets. I think he has a game against him. So I will. I'll lean a little bit on the over. I'll lean a little bit on the Cardinals. It certainly won't be a big play, but we will agree to disagree on this one. Here's a game that I'll just come right out and say it. Giants. They're minus. They got the steam. They got all the love after Joe Burrow went down, and now they're -6 at the Cincinnati Bengals. Totals 44. Giants, 3 straight wins. They're actually a playoff team potential right now. Playoff implications for them. Is this the spot? I think the Giants might have a big day, or are the Bengals going to try to rise up around it without Joe Burrow? I don't think they had much without him or with him. So I think they really suffer here today. How about you?
Oh man, this is when you start adding variables into the soup, Lou. I'm just trying to find out exactly how I'd even want to begin to analyze this game. Handicapping, a lot of times you can tell what the bookmakers think about different players based on how much the line moves. Now, over the years, a guy like Aaron Rodgers, okay, your Brady perhaps. Aaron Rodgers seemed to be the most that if he missed the game, the line moved the most. But outside of quarterbacks, Lou, usually nobody on the team, I don't care how good they are, will move that line more than about a single point. But Burrow did mean a lot to that offense, and the guys that are coming in, the kid that came in after he went down, I don't even know if he realized he was at a football game. It was that bad. So yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I'm not going to bet on this. I'm going to do a hard pass, but I obviously see where the Bengals are very vulnerable. I'm just not sure that the Giants are capable of taking advantage of it. But that's why they play the games.
Right. Well, I certainly will have plenty of love for the Giants in my teaser today, just to get them to go out there and win this game here today. And I'm going to tie it in with our. Yeah, I'm going to tie it in here with our second. You see that Phillip Rivers is questionable. Saw that over my shoulder there. So, oops, I'm not supposed to be using their information.
Don't get us in trouble. Don't get us shut down.
I got a couple of copyright flags on us because of this damn TVs. So I got to make sure I don't give them too much. So, all right. So, I see the Giants in a teaser here today, and I see me teasing them with the lowly Browns. I got to expect them to win against, the Jaguars totally rammed it on me last week. But I don't know if they're going to be able to show up here this week. The Browns got to be able to get the win. So I got them teased down with the Giants. What are your thoughts on the Browns and the
Yeah, I know last week I noticed some guys were on Jacksonville. I mean, I feel good that I managed to avoid that pile of steaming poo. I just didn't want nothing to do with it because of who it was, Jacksonville. And I agree that Pittsburgh was always kind of a fade as a favorite. Everything lined up. I got where everybody was going. But then when you get to the end, it's like you're going to bet on Jacksonville. It's like, ugh. I just can't, I was able to resist it, and then they worked that time. It doesn't always work, but that time it did. Here, Cleveland, oh my gosh, man. That was and I had Cleveland last week too. Man, that was greasy, man. This is like the grease game of the day, Lou. Yeah, there's some games out here this week that just aren't that attractive. And you would think that the Cleveland would just roll this team over, right? Just nothing, you would think Cleveland by 20 here. But then when I look the last time they played, Jacksonville 19-7. So there you go. If it's me, I'm thinking a grinding, low-scoring game, kind of. But that's, Cleveland. How many of these have they played in a row where they're struggling to score, but they're not giving up a ton? 16-6. Last week 22-17. So I'm assuming when you go to the trends, Cleveland has been going under lately. But I can't back them with the spread. I can't take the Jaguars. This game for me is just a pitiful exhibition of football, and I'm probably just going to pass. A hard pass for me here.
All right. 4 out of 5 unders for the Browns, their last 5 overall. But 7-3 to the over when they are a favorite, 8-2 to the over when they play a team with a losing record. But the Browns, 1-9 against the number, their last 10 road games.
I
And
bet.
I don't,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
terrible on the road covering spreads.
yeah. So there's absolutely no reason to be betting the Browns here today, unless it will be in a teaser, and which I already did. So, it wasn't
Good
huge,
luck,
but
man. I'll be rooting for it. That'll make me kind of want
yeah,
to root for the Browns. Go Browns. Yeah.
well, between Giants and Browns, I just felt that there was a little teaser play there, where both of them are probably going to get the win, and the keyword probably. So, all right, next game, Panthers and Vikings. Vikings, they shit the bed against the Cowboys after they were the hottest football team. They hammered my pocketbook last week. I'm chasing a little bit with them here today, and I believe that I believe they'll rebound against this Panther team. Current line is -3, opened up 3.5, so a little Panther love. Total 49, up to 50. So not much movement on the game. You got anything here, Tony?
Yeah, actually, this is one of my higher level plays, not the bookie buster
Oh,
best bet, of course, but this is definitely one I
oh
really
yeah.
like. I like Minnesota in this spot. Carolina got the 20-0 win at home against Detroit with the XFL ex kid PJ Walker. I remember he was like mediocre at Temple, as I recall, when he played for Matt Rule. Wasn't even that great at Temple, so now he's like starting an NFL game for the same coach, and they get the win. It was kind of wow. I was kind of amazed to see the Panthers do so well with the scrubs in, but now they get probably going to get Bridgewater back and probably going to get McCaffrey back perhaps today to run some. So what does that tell me? They're probably not going to do as well. I just think it sets up great for the Vikings. They did not play well against Dallas. Basically got and I called that. Basically, I'm kind of on that. I'm running pretty hot, Lou. When I'm calling Dallas to do well against the hottest team in football, and they pull it off, that worked well. So I think the Vikings bounce back here. This is where they're going to get their ship back. Where I think the Panthers, with those players coming back, I don't think that's going to make the huge difference. I think last week was an anomaly. I'm not even sure how they pulled it off, other than Detroit was just putrid. And but I like the Vikings here. Dalvin Cook has a big day. Cousins, that'll help Cousins get just enough done. Look for your Thielen, the same guys to cause the problems. I don't think every time we played them, the Panthers, when the Panthers play the Vikings, they've always struggled to cover this Thielen guy. Probably going to have a big day. Dalvin Cook, big day. If you're a fantasy geek, load up on Vikings, because I don't think the Panthers are going to have a very good game today. Vikings all the way.
All right, so we will mark this down as our first true alignment of the day. I believe the zigzag is in play here today. Carolina, big win. Minnesota, big loss. Minnesota at home, laying field goal or less. Got to roll with them Vikings here today as well. So we'll mark that as an alignment. Hopefully, it'll make the highlight reel tomorrow. We'll see. All right, next game on the schedule is the game that we just talked about, where Rivers is listed as questionable. Titans seem to be a little bit in my gut that this is probably the dog play, but you know what? The Titans have not been successful versus these Colts. They are 2-7 at Indianapolis, and the favorite is 13-3 the last 16 meetings. But the road team, 4 straight covers. But I got to stay away from the game, especially now that we know that Rivers is listed as questionable. But questionable means he'll be in there. And usually questionable, in my opinion, means the guy's going to be in there, is going to have a big game. So so sometimes I really kind of look at it like that. Tennessee, Indy. What are your thoughts, Tony?
Yeah, when I was going through making my list initially, and I think we even discussed this when they played Tennessee a couple weeks ago, got the win, and how Green Bay last week was that middle trough game between the two Tennessee games. And they did pretty lucky, the Colts. I'm not going to say lucky, but let's just say fortunate to come back and get the win because they played horrible first half against Green Bay last week. You could tell they weren't focused. Second half, they were focused. Basically, the only points Green Bay got the whole second half was a field goal to send the game to overtime in the final minute, and ultimately they did lose in overtime. Colts. So with that said, Colts. I ended up. Let's just go through this. I ended up not playing this game, and it didn't have nothing to do with Rivers. Although that doesn't make me. There's just too many situations where I like to bet things that Tennessee falls into. So basically, it became a choice. Do I really want to take Tennessee? And I do not. So that's what it came out to me. Another hard pass. It sounds like we agree on the hard pass on this one. Just be careful, guys out there betting this one today. This one's got a kind of a funny smell to it, also. Don't get trapped on the Colts here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a hard pass for me because I will throw the Titans in some teasers. Nothing big, but when I get the big rivalry, the big game, and I get the points, that's when I like to play that dog and add the
Yeah,
points
that
to the
it's
dog.
hard to get those division sweeps too. The Colts just beat this team 2 weeks ago, and then you're trying to
Right?
get the season sweep right away. It's kind of that makes it a little more difficult. I think, like I said, my bells are going off that there's something wrong here with this game. So I'm kind of
All
just
right.
going to avoid it.
All right. If there were ever a high scoring game that was expected to happen today, I would think it's going to be this game. And it is my little nemesis, so I really can't unload on it. But I do believe that the Bills and the Chargers are going to be a high scoring affair here today. The total opened up at 50. Now you got 51 and a half, maybe a 52. I love, I actually love the game over. I think it's a good, solid play here today. Uh, the Bills went from 6 down to 4.5. And the Chargers, they got a little traveling going on. So second game on the East Coast in 2 weeks. And the Chargers are after what did I heard something about after a bye week. They're 0-9 after the bye. Was last week their bye week? I just caught this stat this morning. So, but
Yeah,
what are
that's
your
not
thoughts
good.
here? I'll look that up right now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
Bills,
this is
Bills
a
and
spot where
Chargers.
I'm actually thinking it's a really good setup for Buffalo here, Lou. Coming off that tough, Buffalo had the bye week. Then you had coming off that tough loss on the Hail Mary last play of the game. Basically to the
Yeah.
Cardinals, a game they had in the bag, and that kind of ended their momentum of 3 straight wins. So it looks like another good spot for a bounce back. The other game we had earlier in the show, similar, very similar. I noted very similar situations. The 4.5, the spread's a little tricky with Buffalo. They have a tendency to get soft, what I call soft at the finish, basically meaning you need to have a big enough lead in hand to cover that cheap garbage touchdown because Buffalo is a team that likes to give those up. So be careful of that with the spread. So maybe, like I said, one of your teasers of our money line. But I'm going to play him to get the cover. And I do agree with you on the scoring. I have a higher pace, even though neither one of these teams is terrible defensively. And in fact, the Chargers have gotten better by yardage allowed as the season's gone on. So the Chargers defense has been improving, while Buffalo's is not quite as good as they were to start the year. I think the potential for putting a lot of points is there, and I'm going to play the Chargers with a lean to your over on this game, Lou.
Okay, so I guess to clarify, the Bills are 3-0 under McDermott after a bye week, and the Chargers are 0-9 when playing a team
Off the
coming
bye.
off the bye. So yeah,
Okay, yeah, I've
so
heard that one. Yeah.
if they've had a week to prepare for the Chargers, they've been very successful. So that's what scares me about thinking that the Chargers may be the play here today. It could be a big game for Buffalo where the Chargers aren't going to be able to compete with the amount
That
of
makes me
points.
like my Buffalo pick. That makes me like my Buffalo pick a little more, Lou. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
give me a
well,
little
there
give me
you
a
go.
little extra confidence boost with the stat trends.
That's what I'm here for. That's why they pay me the big bucks. And you can help pay me the big bucks by visiting bettercenter.com.
Yeah,
So
come on by. Stop on by,
yeah,
folks.
stop by. Tony's got a big bookie buster. He's 8-3 on his bookie buster plays. Ross and Chip both have a nice slate of games there for you, so you guys can take advantage of some solid plays today. Tony's bookie buster again, 8-3. He's got one up there, bettercenter.com, available to you right now. So go on out there and grab yourself a frosty winner. Okay, next game on the schedule is going to be the team without a quarterback today, the Denver Broncos,
Oh,
and we
wow.
probably won't
What are
spend
we,
too
what are we
much
going to do
time.
with this game, man? What are we going to do with this? Last
I
I
don't know what to do.
saw, it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, make sure I get this right. It was the wide receiver off the practice squad, a rookie that had taken some snaps at Hinton, I think. The name rung a bell, but it certainly wasn't being a quarterback. I just don't even know what the deal is here. How they, this reminds me of a game in the late 70s. I was a kid, early football, and Walter Payton for the Bears was actually the starting quarterback one game. And they just ran the straight T formation, just three lined up in the backfield. I'm wondering if that's what Denver's actually going to do here, if they're just going to go to some 1930s kind of offense where passing is kind of, you might throw a pass, but your formation is just a straight T. You're not even pretending anybody's taking a step because this is ridiculous. I kind of like Denver. That's the sad part. I had them on my list, but now if you can see my little scratch off, one of those scratches is Denver. Let me say, yeah, right there, Denver. You can see it scratched off. Uh,
Yeah,
so I just don't know what to make here, Lou. I would say my gut and instinct would say to really jump on the Saints, but that's too, and they've got a backup quarterback, Taysom Hill.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
wondering if this is a game where Denver's defense could carry them over the finish line. Mile
I
high,
think
who
so.
knows? But I really
15
can't
and
have
a half
any
now.
confidence. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's just so high, right? But look who it's all on Denver's defense. This game is going to all come down to whether Denver's defense can hold the Saints long enough. You follow me? And
Yeah,
you see the total. Look where the total is, 36 and a half. So you're talking something in the 20 to 10 range at the best. So that's the only way Denver has any shot is to try to grind this game into nothing, low scoring. Otherwise, it could get ugly fast. I could see 30 to nothing and still go under. But I
yeah.
can't bet that. This is the kind of game without really giving it more thought than I'm going to be able to give it. I'm just going to watch it for entertainment. I want to see what an NFL team does with a practice squad wide receiver at the quarterback. This is going to kind of show you. I
Right.
can't believe they're making them play it. Can't believe they're making
Here,
them play this game.
well, you got to play the game. So
I guess.
Kendall
Why
Hinton.
did they cancel? They canceled the Baltimore game from Thanksgiving night. They moved it to. Why can't this game get moved to Tuesday? Why do they at least give them a day to get the practice squad wide receiver go over a few plays? Man, they haven't
That's
even had a
above.
chance.
That's above my
They
pay
haven't even.
grade. I
It
just
is.
worry
They haven't
about who's
even given
playing.
this guy a chance to practice quarterbacking. It's
Uh,
disgusting.
So Kendall Hinton hasn't practiced throwing before yesterday in 3 weeks. So he's going to be throwing today a little bit. So what happens if Kendall Hinton goes down? So, yeah, it's kind of like a little novelty thing to kind of bet on Denver, thinking way too many points with the backup quarterback in the Saints. But what happens if either one goes down? Now where the hell's this game going? So the under seems to be the only logical thing if you're going to do something with this game. All right, so let's get back to a game that might have a little bit of excitement here for us, possibly. So the Rams, they're laying 7 points. Well, they were. Now they're down to 5.5 against the Niners. The total went from 47 down to 44.5. And the Rams, this might be a spot for them to be a little flat, possibly. You got you got some 49ers coming back. And they're not as banged up as a lot of people think. So this might be a spot for the Niners. What are you thinking?
Right, give Gene a chance to throw up the little logo, as this is my bookie buster. There it is. Good
Oh,
job, Gene.
there it is.
This is the bookie buster play for me today. The San Francisco 49ers, LA Rams, week 6. One of the worst halves of football the Rams have played all season long was that first half where they fell behind 21-6, ended up at a 24-16 final. And this is the chance at the rematch. We'll see how it goes. If you want to get my analysis and play for this game, get over to bettercenter.com. It's available right now. 8-3 on these bookie buster plays, looking to make it a smooth 75% since the inception of this site with this play today, Lou. So, guys, if you want the play, head over, pick it up, and let's cash with this bookie buster play today.
All right, you heard him, man. Get out to bettercenter.com, and you got Tony's bookie buster play, 8-3 right now for Tony on his bookie busters. And get on, if you're on Facebook, get out to bettercenter.com on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. And there you're going to get, how many plays? I say 9 college basketball games today. Eugene, you want to flip that up real quick?
Yeah, 9.
No, 15 was yesterday. Today is 9.
Okay.
We got 9 plays. 2, 4, 6,
Oh, there
8,
we go. 9.
There you go. 9 plays there today. So they're already out there. Usually they're out there on the overnights. Usually I'm way ahead of the line moves. So if lines have moved this morning, get out there early. What else can I tell you guys? So actually got a few winners in that bunch of winners. Yeah, those 41 winners, many of them came because we got the right line at the right time before the big steam. So 41, 27, and 5 in the college basketball picks. Who's doing that the first weekend, 3 days in? I am. bettercenter.com on Facebook. All right. Probably I would say the most exciting game of the day here today is going to be the Chiefs and the Bucks. And going to be exciting to watch. I got to be honest, I don't have a feel for who I like in this game. I think this is going to be an in-play game for me, just to kind of see what team I think is showing up. But normally I would say Tampa Bay, Tom Brady as a dog in a big game like this would be my play. But it's not today. I mean, Brady's he was looking great. And when he's looking great, he's still looking great, but he's not always looking great. So that's got me a little concerned. What are your thoughts on this event here, Mr. Gullich?
Yeah. This is the memory bank game. After Tom Brady loses a straight up game, don't bet against him the next game. I don't know if anybody has precise numbers on that, but I've just been doing this a long time. And this guy,
right.
You don't want to bet against him. It's tough to pick your spots to bet against him, but if you want to come right back and bet against him a second time right after he's lost, that takes a lot of balls. I can't do it. And I'm just looking to note that the Buccaneers have lost 2 straight at home. The embarrassment against New Orleans. I think we were on New Orleans that game. And I also had the Rams last Monday night. I wouldn't call that an embarrassing. That was actually a pretty clean, well-played game. They're just up against a really stout Rams defense and weren't able to close it out at the end. So to me, in loss, I thought Tampa looked pretty clean and pretty good. What can they do with Kansas City? Who's to say? But Chiefs coming in off the win against and it was not an easy win for Kansas City, right? 35-31. That defense really wasn't stopping anybody. Do I think Tom Brady can orchestrate drives down the field in a similar fashion to what Derek Carr? Perhaps. I mean, similar. So then a question comes down to the Tampa Bay defense, and they've been hit or miss. So I just would not bet against Brady, and I'm actually on my lower tier of plays. It's Tampa Bay plus 3.5. So I'm going to try to take a stab at picking a spot to go against the Chiefs, which isn't easy, but they are favored on the road against a team that is currently right at near the top of the 7-4, so they're in playoff contention. So they're on the road as a favorite against a team with a winning record. Not always easy to make that happen. So I think the little bit of value here today is on Tampa Bay.
All right, Tony's rolling with the little Tampa Bay here today. And before we run off here real quick, we got one last game, the Bears and the Packers. I will have an opinion for that game on the text. If you text free winner to 90210 tonight, you need yourself a little bit of a bailout. I got the winner for you with the Packers and the Bears. You just text free winner to 90210, or you just call 877 711 wins, 877-711-9467, and that will get you the winner with the Bears and the Packers tonight. Tony, do you have any opinion with those Bears and Packers?
I don't.
If not,
Yeah, I don't really do totals, Lou, but by my little analysis, how I kind of grade possession by possession, this has the smell of an under. Like I don't think there's going to be a ton of points, and that's just I don't bet these things, but I can kind of get a feel for how a game flow should go, and I think this game has a feel of a lower scoring game, but I do like the Packers here, given the points, bounce back, poor Bears offense. I don't think they're going to be able to do a whole lot against kind of a soft Packers defense, but they don't look as bad when they're playing a bad offense, and I think the Packers will actually look pretty good tonight. You got Green Bay weather night game. I was trying to get an idea of what it's going to be. Just imagine this right at the end of November, 1st of December. It's going to be kind of chilly in Green Bay at night. So expect a lot of hard-hitting, low-scoring game, and I think the Packers will get the best of them. I took the Packers -9, and I got a feel for the under.
all right, so just checking on that weather today. It's going to be about 34 degrees tonight and 15-mile-an-hour winds. So that will
Yeah,
definitely play into your under there, Tony, without a
that
doubt.
doesn't
So
sound that doesn't sound like something I want to play football. I know I'm getting old, man, but yeah, freezing and windy.
right
Yikes,
at
man.
that number, yeah. So
Mm.
could play nicely into the under there tonight. That being said, my most interesting play of the day, we've already talked about it. I think you got to take advantage of it. I'm looking forward to be on the highlight reel, and that is the Bills and the Chargers. I think it goes over the number easily, handily. Cash the ticket. Tony, leave us with a nice solid winner out the door. And you know what? We're gonna play a little music to celebrate this winning streak that you have.
Oh my goodness. Oh
All
my
right,
goodness,
give us
man.
what's your most interesting winner out the door, Tony? Give it to us.
Oh, let's do it again, man. That just made me smile. Let's go back to the NCAA basketball. As the service, my inner circles are perfect 4-0 with the best bets to start the college basketball season. We gave you Rhode Island in the show yesterday, clean winner. Today, we're going to go with Samford. It's a small school in Alabama. They're going to play Alabama A&M today. Like 7.5, 8 was the spread I saw. So for your most interesting play, my college best bet, Samford Bulldogs. Samford of Alabama is my NCAA basketball best bet and most interesting play.
Very nice. Samford for Tony G in college basketball today. And don't forget, I have 9 college basketball plays out on Facebook at bettercenter.com on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, bettorcenter.com. And if you go out to bettorcenter.com, the website, you will find Tony's Bookie Buster play as well as Ross and Chip's full slate of NFL action. So please stop by and join us. And don't forget to subscribe. So when we get back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., hopefully with Mr. Brad Stein again, you will be able to get those solid winners and the plays before the lines move, guys. You see it. We give you the plays, the lines move afterwards, and we're handing it to you on a silver platter. Plan to do it again for you tomorrow. Looking forward to you joining us again. See you tomorrow on Bettor Center Live.